Everyone, and welcome to this video. Today's video is going to be talking about how to manage your organization's roster on Engage. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to engage.bellarmine.edu and go ahead and get logged in using your Bellarmine credentials. Once you're logged in, you should see something similar to this. This is your home screen. Now that you're on here, again, this is important to remember that in order to make these changes, you need to be listed as having a position or being an officer on your organization. If you are not up to date on your roster for that group, then I would recommend reaching out to your previous president or leaders, or you can reach out to the Student Activity Center and we can get you at least put on the roster yourself. So now that you are on your roster, you should have access to these little things along the side, which will show what organizations that you have managerial access to. So for this instance, we're going to go ahead and use the Week of Welcome team. We're not, just kidding. We're going to use the new student and family programs. So once I've found this one, I'm going to click on the little settings box that pops up, and I'll go ahead and click on the roster section. Once you get there, you'll be able to see the full roster, and there's a few different things that we can do with this. So it's really important to make sure that your roster is up to date because not only does the Student Activity Center use that information, but that's really important information for you all to have as well, especially given the student organization service requirement that takes into account an organization's roster and requires a certain number of service hours based on that information. So it's important to keep your roster up to date. So as you can see, we have our primary contact who's listed right now as Courtney Hurst. And you can see the rest of the roster. Currently, it's myself, Elaine Surdike, and Courtney listed. Courtney is listed as the assistant director. And so let's say for this sake, we wanted to make Elaine have a position as well. We could list her as an academic peer coach, family weekend coordinator, first year experience intern, parent and family student coordinator, whatever that might look like. So for now, let's say that they're a parent and family student coordinator. So now they've been listed in this position as such. So in the same way, if you want to remove anyone from that title, say that you just did elections and this person is no longer the public relations chair, then you'll just unclick that box. And again, make sure you hit that save button. So let's say that some people on your roster are updated. Maybe they have graduated or there are people missing, whatever it might look like. So what you can do is go ahead and click on that person and you'll come up right here and click end membership if they've graduated or are no longer a part of the organization. If someone is missing from your roster, then you can go ahead up here and click invite people and you'll just type in their email addresses. So I am already listed, but let's say that I'm not. I can just see it right here. I'll click this in. If there's more than one that you need to enter in, then you can go right here and you can do Penny the Pineapple at Bellarmine. And you'll just separate each line with an enter. You'll click add email addresses. So this one's not real. And so then you can submit these and you can invite them either just as a member or as one of the positions that you have for your organization. So I can invite them as an orientation intern. When I click send invitations, they'll both get an email that they've been invited to join the team as an intern. And once they accept, they will show up on your roster. Another thing to keep in mind when we talk about those leadership positions, so again, the assistant director, or you might be the president or the social chair, up here, there's a tab called Manage Positions, so you'll click right on that. And you can see some of the ones that are listed here, but let's say that you've created a new position, or maybe one that's a part of your organization but isn't reflected on Engage. You'll click right here on Position, and you type in the position's name, so we'll go ahead and say President. Their position type, so they're an officer of the organization. If you want to show them on the organization's public roster or not, active, which means yes, we do have a president. Let's say maybe you used to have a Christmas tree farm chair. I don't know where that came from. But let's say that you used to and you don't anymore, you can go ahead and make them inactive and it'll show up like that. And then the next step you can do, first off, you can see if you want this person to receive emails anytime anyone requests to join their portal. And then at the bottom, you can see the set management access feature. So you can go through, there's a few different options here. You can say that people who are present have no access to any of the management features on our Engage organization. You could do all access, or you can do limited access. So let's say that this person wasn't the president. Let's say that they were the treasurer or the finance person. So maybe we'll give them the access to view the documents and to view the finance. So they don't really need elections. They don't really need to create any events. Maybe we'll give them some view access to forms, which means that they can see them. But that's pretty much all that they need. You can go down to the bottom and you can click create, and it'll populate it right here for you. It'll show that it's active. So you can then go back to the roster and you can list different people as different ones. So congratulations, I am now the president. Over on these tabs right here, you'll see pending, which is when you send them that invitation. If they need another nudge, you can click the checkbox by their name and click resend, or you can delete the invitation. The next is prospective. So if someone requests to join your roster and they're waiting for approval, you can see them all listed right here. And that's pretty much it when it comes to your roster, other than it's important to have someone who is going to be elected as the primary contact. Typically, that's going to be whoever's your president, but it may or may not change. So do what's best for your organization. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.